great joy to the vibrant, beautiful state of Goa. Ladies and gentlemen, before I start, I want to find out how many of you have been to Goa earlier. Can I see a show of hands? Of course, a lot of our bullion veterans have been to Goa. It is the location of choice for such events. How many people have come to Goa for the first time? Can I see your hands up? So everyone, can I ask you to clap for the people who are making history by visiting Goa for the first time? Let's give them a resounding round of applause. And I'll tell you why. For the simple reason that for the sheer size, Goa is probably, it's not probably, it is the smallest state in India. But in terms of personality, it is the state with the hugest personality in India. You know, it's got a personality that has traveled to the world and people come seeking joy and leisure to Goa. And what better than combining work and pleasure together here at India Silver Conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the second edition. Last year we created history by doing the first ever India Silver Conference in Jaipur. It is so nice to see some of the familiar faces back out here. And a big thank you to the people who've made it back yet again. But apart from that, a big warm welcome to so many new faces that I'm seeing this year round. And as I saw all the new faces, I was asking myself, what is it that has brought all of you back to ISC 2024? Especially for the people who've been with us last year, they already know what the platform offers. But for the ones that have joined us this year, of course, one reason is that the team Eventel Global Advisory invites you with a lot of love and indulgence. But at the end of the day, each one of you that is seated here is a businessman. And if there is one thing which tops love for a businessman and is at a much higher priority, that is ROI, return on investment. Am I right? Well, let me tell you that your ROI for being at a platform like ISC 2024 is fabulous. Because ISC, the India Silver Conference, is a very uniquely poised platform. It is the absolute only platform that involves everyone in the silver value chain. Right from the producers, the miners, the processors, to somebody who is associated with the B2C or the end product of silver, and including the industrial products as well. Every vertical of the sector is covered. But more than anything else, right now, if there is one thing that the world is watching, more than IPL, more than Nora Fatehi, it is silver. This commodity's meteoric rise is grabbing eyeballs, and the good thing is that for each one of you, you've been ahead of the curve. You knew what you were dealing with. Please put your hands up for yourselves for being on a winning horse. एक बार अपने लिए तालियां बजाइए please. और अगर तालियों का यही जलवा रहा, if this is the decibel level that I'm looking at, then how are we going to clap for the stalwarts of the industry who are here with us? Can we please bring up the volume? Let's make the noise so that it goes to the lobby and the ones that are checking in can make it here. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Eventel goes to great lengths to ensure that you all get a memorable, beautiful event, not only in terms of the quality of knowledge and wisdom that is shared from this stage, also to ensure that the downtime in the event is equally pleasurable for you. And at the end of the day, money is the bottom line. So any event like this can never be planned or executed or be a success without the support of sponsors, mentors and supporting bodies. So as I begin this evening, first and foremost requesting everyone, please keep your mobiles on the silent mode for the next 1 hour. Each one of you is wearing a lanyard. On your lanyard there is a QR code. Should you scan that QR code, you would get your entire conference program there. And also, let me tell you right now, on your tables you can see a QR code. You can also see a QR code coming on your screen now, which is slido.com. As we talk about silver, as we talk about cutting edge technologies, as we talk about inert metals or inert coatings that silver can be coated with, to retain its luster and sheen and everything, I think technology is the way forward. Then also in conferences, technology is the way forward. In order to make this a very interesting and engaging conference for you, all you need to do is scan this QR code on the screen. You can also scan the same QR code which is placed on your table, and it will take you to a very unique tool. You need to go to profile there. You don't need to do anything. This is a test question. You can just join there and probably click on one of your answers. I would urge you all to do this right now. अपना मोबाइल निकालिए, उस QR कोड को स्कैन कीजिए, और जब आप प्रोफाइल पे जाएंगे तो आप देखिए, we are getting real time answers there. इसका फायदा हमें तब मिलेगा when we have the round table discussions, when we have the panel discussions and presentations, because your questions, responses and poll results will be posted in real time live on screen. मेरा आप सबसे निवेदन है कि प्लीज प्रोफाइल में अपना नाम और अपनी कंपनी का नाम भरिएगा, so that our speaker can directly identify you as your question pops up on the screen. And it is going to be very entertaining, very engaging, and let me promise you, this is something you will go back and talk about. It will change the way you do engage in conferences. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, I would like to start first by thanking all our amazing sponsors who've made this event possible in this glorious destination and best-in-class property like the Novotel Donna Silvia Resort. Ladies and gentlemen, the second edition of India Silver Conference 2024 is organized by the Eventel Global Advisory Private Limited. And now I would request you to clap non-stop as I say a big thank you to our sponsors, starting with our title sponsors, none other than Amrapali Industries. Let's hear it for them, please. A big thank you going out to Choksi Herrers. Let's hear it for them, please. Our platinum sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, it gives me great privilege to even call out the name for this company. Fills me with so much national pride. It has grown from strength to strength. Today, it is the pride of India, as in 2023, this company turned into the third largest producer of silver in the entire world. Please give it up for Hindustan, and my bad. It is Hindustan Zinc Limited, our principal partners. Our platinum partners, Hindustan Platinum and E-Bullion. Our silver refinery partners, Sovereign Metals Limited. A big thank you to 10 people clapping on that side of the hall. For the one seated on this side, one seated in the back, gentlemen, you are still in the conference hall. Every once in a while, let me hear you applaud, please. Okay? Our key sponsors are Sam Precious Metals UAE. Thank you. Silver and silver alloy partners, Modison Limited. Our lanyard sponsors are Al Etihad Gold, Dubai, UAE. I would like to welcome Sam Precious, Modison and Al Etihad as our new sponsors this year as well. Our silver sponsors are ICBC Standard Bank PLC. Our logistic partners are Sequel Global Precious Logistics. Our free zone partners are Brinks Global Services Limited. Our silverware partners are Silver Emporium. Exchange partners are MCX. This event is also supported, as always, wholeheartedly by India Bullion and Jewelers Association, IBJA. Let's have a huge round of applause for IBJA, please, for the presence with us each and every time. And of course, the Silver Institute USA. Welcome back to you as well. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Our networking break sponsors are AMS Bullion. The supporting bodies
our Thai Exporters Association. I would like to welcome our Thai guests once again. They were there with us last year. Would like to say Swadika to them. Moving on, thank you. Moving on, our sustainability partners, the Responsible Jewelry Council. Our knowledge partners, as always, Metals
Focus. Let's hear it for them, please. Our media partners, Bullion World.
and Jewel Buzz. Let's make some buzzing noise for them. Ladies and gentlemen, as we kickstart into the formal ceremony, may I request all of you to kindly rise up for the national anthem. To all my guests visiting India, this is the national anthem of India.
Ladies and gentlemen, as I start inviting our very special
Guests in the front row for the inaugural lamp lighting, let me tell you that it is definitely our pleasure that we have some leading luminaries of the global silver ecosystem
here in India with us in Goa for this edition. Let me tell you that Hekla Mining Company is one of the oldest listed entities for silver on the New York Stock Exchange. We have none other than CEO of Hekla Mining Company, who also happens to be the chairman of Silver Institute. Let's give a resounding round of applause to Mr. Phil Baker, who has joined us here in India this year. As I invite Mr. Srivatsava Ganpati to escort him to the lamp, I would also like to request Mr. Ganpati to escort to the lamp our very special guest of honor whose presence has deeply filled us with gratitude. Ladies and gentlemen, under whose leadership Hindustan Zinc Limited is charting new territories, Mr. Arun Mishra, the CEO and the whole-time director of Hindustan Zinc. We also have with us the National President of ICJA, Shri Prithviraj Kothari ji. We have the Director Amrapali Shri Chirag Thakkar ji on the lamp. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a hugest and warmest round of applause as we dive into the lamp lighting. देखिए, जब मंगल दीप का प्रज्वलन होता है तो उसमें तालियों की ध्वनि का सम्मिश्रण हो जाए तो एक अलग ही वातावरण जो है बहुत अद्भुत सा बनता है। तो प्लीज तालियां बजाते रहें। Gentlemen, may I kindly request you to please proceed to the stage directly. मेरा निवेदन है Mr. Mishra sir, please मंच की ओर आए. Requesting all our guests, you already have your digital place cards there. Kindly take your places accordingly. While our guests take their places on the stage for the inaugural session, let me tell you that outside you have the Evental Global Advisory Help Desk, the registration desk. They are always open for your service. If you have any issue regarding registration, should you face any issue in the property or regarding conference, please feel free to reach out to them anytime. And now, in order to extend a warm welcome to each one of you, I would like to request Mr. Srivatsava Ganpati of Evental Global Advisory to take over the podium. Let's give him a round of applause, everyone.
Thank you, Ruchika. Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Phil Baker, CEO, Hekla Mining Company, and Chairman of the Silver Institute, the Chief Guest of the day, Mr. Arun Mishra, CEO and Whole-Time Director, Hindustan Zinc Limited, the distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Prithviraj Kothari ji, National President, India Bullion and Jewellers Association, IBJA, Mr. Chirag Thakkar, Director, Amrapali Industries, Gujarat, expert speakers, industry veterans, representatives from government, industry participants from across the silver value chain, service provider to the silver industry, invitee from the press and media, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to all of you to the second edition of the India Silver Conference 2024. Hope you've had a pleasant journey into Goa and are well rested to enjoy the next 2 days. We are extremely pleased to have Mr. Phil Baker amidst us today to inaugurate the conference. He has a wealth of knowledge, experience and expertise in silver mining, refining and downstream products. As a chairman of the Silver Institute, Mr. Baker has taken upon himself to reach out to all the potential silver markets of the world to promote silver usage. Sir, we are indeed grateful to you for your presence amidst us today. We look forward to your special address later this evening and also the special session on silver and green energy, of which you are a speaker tomorrow. In the year 2023, Hindustan Zinc Limited has achieved yet another laurel by becoming the third largest mine silver producer of the world. It's a tremendous achievement, and as always, Hindustan Zinc has been the pride of India. Congratulations to the entire Hindustan Zinc team here, especially the leadership team which is present here amongst us today. Sir, it's a deep honor and privilege to have you all here. We are very fortunate to have amongst us Mr. Arun Mishra, CEO and Whole-Time Director Hindustan Zinc with us. We welcome you to the second Silver Conference. After a spectacular 2022, the activity level in the Indian silver market was relatively muted in 2023. The market had witnessed several challenges, including long spells of price disparity, supply shifts from ingot and bar to grains, inverted duty structure between some of the products and the silver bar, and so on. Even as India accelerates its manufacturing capabilities in the areas of electrical vehicle, mobile phones, semiconductors and solar, there are challenges on ground to manufacturing components such as electrical contacts, silver paste and silver alloy and so on. We also witnessed a huge deluge of import of silver into the country in the early part of this year, 2024, when both the grain through SEPA route via IIBX and standard bullion bar flooded the Indian market just before the price spiked over $30. Given this background, we have tried to provide enough space in the program agenda to discuss the issues in detail with respect to each sub-segment of the silver industry and bring out a set of solutions that the industry can ponder over or propose it to the government. We have six sessions lined up for tomorrow on silver jewelry, silverware, silver investment demand, silver and green energy, silver industrial demand, and silver research by some of the leading institutions. Besides, we have two special addresses on important topics for dwellers and investment managers respectively. We will end the program tomorrow with an open meeting between the institution and companies on furthering the research agenda and collaboration. I record our sincere thanks to all the experts who have helped us in shaping this program agenda. We have also provided enough time for networking, starting with tonight's cocktail, tomorrow evening gala dinner and the after party. The second edition will also mark the beginning of ISC Excellence Awards. The committee identified 9 categories and solicited nominations 2 months ago. We thank all those who have filled in the nomination forms. We are pleased to inform you that after the roundtable discussion tonight, ISC Excellence Award 2024 would be presented to 13 outstanding companies for their stellar performance during the calendar year 2023. We have amidst us 263 participants as on last count from 122 companies. We also have 13 exhibitors showcasing latest products and services over the next 2 days. The second edition is supported by over 20 sponsors, partners and supporting bodies. I welcome each one of you to this India Silver Conference. As we all know, the application of silver is versatile. There is wealth of knowledge and expertise in each of the usage segment. However, unfortunately, the participants along the value chain seldom get opportunity to meet, network, exchange ideas and understand about the development in other segments of the industry. India Silver Conference attempts to bridge this gap. We believe over time it will enable new collaboration and business opportunities. Our help desk is there to support you in making your time here at ISC productive and business enabling. Please reach out to them should you need any assistance. With these words, I welcome you all on behalf of the organizers to the second edition of the India Silver Conference. Wish you all the very best for the conference and rest of the year ahead. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Srivatsava, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, any event, any kind of thought platform regarding precious metals in India is incomplete without the presence of IBJA. As all of you are aware, IBJA is one of the largest and most organized associations for India bullion and jewelry sector with presence in more than 25 states. It engages with the government in a constructive manner and provides suggestions and recommendations to the government from time to time. IBJA's daily spot price is also taken as a reference rate by the Reserve Bank of India. In order to take over the podium now, I would like to invite on stage the National President of India Bullion and Jewelers Association, Mr. Prithviraj Kothari. Let's give him a resounding round of applause.
Good evening, namaskar, सभी को सादर जय जिनेंद्र. Dignitaries on dais, Mr. Philip Barker, CEO and President, Hekla Company and Chairman of the Silver Institute, Mr. Anuj Misraji, CEO and full-time Director, Hindustan Zinc Limited, Mr. Chirag Thakkar, Amrapali Industries, friends from the silver industry in India, suppliers from abroad, representative from IFCA and other government organizations. On behalf of IBJA, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. Geopolitical development are driving the price of gold and silver higher every day. We have seen sharp upward movement in gold and silver prices in last couple of weeks. All assets are at record high or all-time high prices. It is important for everyone in trade to be very cautious in these times. Management of risk is a very important. At IBJA, we have been organized several awareness programs on how to run the business in transparent, compliant manner and product against risk. Silver is very strong link to Indian tradition. The usage of silver as jewelry, as puja articles, for ritual and ceremonies, for making idols of God and Goddess, silver coin as gift item in marriage and offering to God, The list goes on. The demand of silver is thus throughout the year and across the country. In addition to this, the demand of silver for industry use is also increasing. Thanks to initiative of governments such as Make in India, product-linked incentives and other schemes for making mobile phones, solar, electric vehicles, semiconductor and so on. Put together, I expect silver demand to grow by about 5% every year. On the base of 6,000 tons. On the demand, we produce about 800 to 900 tons thanks to our friend Hindustan Zinc Limited, the only silver mine producer of India. So effectively, we imported around 5,000 to 5,500 tons every year. The supply scenario has changed significantly in the last 15 years. Historically, supply was the overseas bank in the form of 30 kilo ingots and 1 kilo bar during the last 10 years. Since 2012, government also permitted silver doré to be imported by aggregator refiners. Although except for MMTC PAN, no other refiner could import in a sizable quantity from 2022. A third channel in the form of silver grains, powder form, UAE started thanks to US-India SIPA agreement. At present, silver import through this channel are subject to custom duty of 8%, as against the 15% suffered on standard silver bar. Imported on consignment basis, even after including 3% value addition for grades, the differential is about 4% between the two channels of imports. A fourth channel in the form of import of silver articles from FTA countries at 0% duty is also observed from time to time. Effectively, silver imports in India forms come to country at custom duty ranging from 0% to 15%. Also, scrap flows into the market, increase whenever the silver price spikes. A combination of all three means market is always disparity. Pricing differential between regulated markets such as MCX silver or silver ETFs and physical market is widening. We need to propose to the government to simplify and harmonize all channels of imports so that domestic market functions smoothly. The development of IIBX as a preferred channel of import of silver is very positive. I do hope that over a period, IIBX will also offer products such as silver metal loan, silver swaps and multiple location delivery. This will be very useful for both jewelers and industrial users. I would like to now touch upon some of initiative of IBJA in silver. As you all know, World Gold Silver Initiative of IBJA has been extended to some of time now, and we have been carrying out awareness program and several issues related to silver through this. Our stall, these give more details on the same. Secondly, the 5th edition of Silver Show of India is scheduled in June at Geo Convention Center, Mumbai. It is must attend for all those who connected with silver jewelry and silverware. I welcome you to join the show and benefit from it. In conclusion, I would like to state silver offers tremendous potential for value addition, employment creation and exports. Progressive policies of the government and proactive initiatives from association can transform silver industry into a formal, transparent and organized industry driven by technology and craftsmanship of articles. Let's work together on this agenda. Best result. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prithviraj Kothari, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've marked your calendars. With this, before I invite on the podium the very dynamic director of our title sponsors, Amrapali Industries, which all of you are aware is one of India's largest gold and silver bullion dealers with a pan-India presence. The group also runs one of the first BIS accredited refineries of the country and has recently added a digital platform to the list of its offerings. As I invite the director, Mr. Chirag Thakkar, onto the podium, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that while of course they are the title sponsors, but Amrapali Industries also stands tall amongst its peers as an inspiration as to how legacy businesses can be turned into corporate behemoths. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a resounding round of applause to the young new leaders of India.
A very good evening to all of you and a very warm welcome to Goa. First of all, I would like to congratulate the organizers and also Mr. Srivastava for the successful launch of the second edition of Indian Silver Conference. My special thanks and wishes to the whole organizing team who would have definitely taken all the steps to ensure that this edition is even more spectacular and insightful than the first edition. A warm welcome to the respected personalities of the dais, Mr. Phil, CEO of Hekla Mining, Mr. Arun Mishra from Hindustan Zinc, Mr. Prithviraj Kothari, President, Indian Bullion Jewelers Association, and all the distinguished members and friends to the second edition of the Silver Indian Conference. Over the next few days, we will be diving deep into the current state of the silver bullion market, exploring new trends, sharing insights and ideas, forging new connections. Indian silver market holds a deep-rooted cultural significance, manifesting prominently in traditional ceremonies and investments portfolios alike. Looking ahead, the future of silver in India and the global market appears promising, propelled by the concentrated efforts to promote sustainable mining practices and harness silver's potential in innovative sectors such as 5G technology and electric vehicles. The demand for silver in industrial applications in India is expected to remain robust, fueled by advancement in technology and increasing infrastructure development. Steps taken by our government with various schemes promising the wider use of white metal in solar energy will ensure exploration of fair and transparent pricing in the OTC markets. Looking at the silver imports, if we look at the history, in 2004-2005, India used to import around 400 to 600 tons of silver. Today, last year, we almost crossed a record-breaking around more than 9,500 tons. And since a decade, we have an average of 5,500 tons of silver being imported into the country. According to the Silver Institute, reports under industrial use of silver is running to an all-time high. It also forecasted global silver supply to grow by 3%. It also forecasted the industrial use is going to keep increasing in the coming year as well. Before concluding, I would like to make a personal thought, what I have. There are two asset classes in this world which God stopped making long ago, which is precious metals and land. Precious metals. On behalf of the organizers of this conference, I would like to thank each one of you joining us today. Let's utilize this next few days to reflect, share, learn and work towards building a stronger Indian silver bullion industry. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chirag Thakkar, sir. And before I move on, and I begin to introduce our two very special guests on the stage, our chief guest, our guest of honor, I want to find out from each one of you, how many of you watch cricket or have a keen interest in cricket? Can I see a show of hands? How many of you are following IPL? Good. How many of you have seen the movie, the biography of Master Blaster, Sachin Tendulkar, Sachin A Billion Dreams? Quite a few of you. So let me tell you that the most iconic line in that entire movie comes not from Sachin Tendulkar, not from his brother, not from his coach, not from his wife. The most iconic line in that movie comes from the Nawab of Najafgarh, Virendra Sehwag. As he candidly admits on camera, I will say it in Hindi verbatim, and he says, मैंने पूरी जिंदगी में क्रिकेट खेलकर इतना क्रिकेट नहीं सीखा जितना केवल मैंने सचिन तेंदुलकर को लॉकर रूम में बात करते हुए और पिच पर खेलते हुए ऑब्जर्व करके सीखा है. So just to translate it for my international guests, one of the most renowned batsmen of India, Virendra Sehwag, says that in his entire life, of all the cricket he has played, he hasn't learned as much about cricket as he has learned from just observing Sachin Tendulkar about what he says when he talks about cricket, or the way, the kind of technique that he uses when he's on the pitch, just observing the master. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the power of being at a platform or an event like this. While each one of us is busy pursuing our own vocations, very rarely, maybe once in a year, you get an opportunity to literally meet the master blasters of the industry. And there is so much that you can take back home just by the way they share their thoughts from the podium to all of us. With that reverence in mind, as I invite on podium our very special guest of honor, let me tell you that Mr. Arun Mishra, the CEO of Zinc Business at Vedanta, has been leading Hindustan Zinc since August 1, 2020. In June 2022, he also took on the responsibility of managing Vedanta Zinc's International's operations in South Africa. He is the first Indian chairperson of the International Zinc Association and Vice President of the Indian Institute of Mineral Engineers. He has received multiple accolades such as CEO of the Year and has led Hindustan Zinc to be recognized as the most innovative company of the year. Under his leadership, the company has maintained its top position in Asia Pacific and has ranked third globally in S&P Global. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause as we look forward to take back some learnings from none other than the CEO and the whole-time director of Hindustan Zinc, Mr. Arun Mishra.
Very good evening. Although it's hot and humid Goa, we are still privileged to be in an air-conditioned environment and still enjoy Goa in a different weather altogether. Dignitaries on dash, dignitaries on front. I was wondering, what do I speak on silver? Those who have, of course, most of Indians have read Ramayana, and those who have come from outside, Ramayana is one of the, I won't say mythology, it's a principle or the basis of life on which we live in India. In the story of Ramayana, the lustre of gold was still mentioned even so many thousand years back. And unfortunately, Sita also fell for the lustre of gold because it was a golden deer. The whole line of Lakshman Rekha is the Lakshman Rekha of investment, the risk management we just heard. Do you cross or do you not cross? Do you fall for the lustre of gold? Do you not fall for the lustre of gold? But they forgot to include a silver deer. Had there been a silver deer, the Ramayana story could have been slightly different. Whereas Sita would not have settled for the golden deer, would have said, let me handle silver better because I am having the Banvas, and in Banvas silver fits better than gold. Even in today's world, when we look at, you have gold running away, and of course people are then saying, it's too far away for us to run, let's run for silver. Then silver starts running away. And that's the magic of life. Both metals will keep running away and people will keep running after them. Of course, in the process of economy, money gets exchanged and people do make a living out of following the metal. Since my childhood, I have never heard that gold and silver are now cheap, let's buy. It's always been, it's costly, let's buy. It's going to be costlier tomorrow. And that's the philosophy on which both the metals operate. In India, thousands of years back, when silver coin was used, silver was not used for jewelry. Quite contrary to normal thinking of today's world, People always thought silver is just a metal for making coin on which economy will survive, not a metal to be used on a body as a jewelry, whereas gold was always a jewelry. And Indian currency, what we call rupiah, bears its name from the rupee coin that was made out of rupa, which was silver. And in today's world also, though people love to have the aspiration of gold jewelry, though it's something like between Android and iOS, you have the aspiration for Apple, but if you can't buy Apple, then settle for Samsung. People do settle for silver in the end. And in India, surprisingly, I think this year the association will say better, I think 66% increase in import of silver. It's also because of the fluctuation that happens. 1 year of import sees a lesser import next year all the time, and it keeps happening like that. But what we want to see in India is not so much of use and recycle of silver in the jewelry section. Of course, that's a very our tradition, our way of living, all are associated with it. But growing India and resurgent India will need more and more use of silver in industrial application. Currently, which is about 25-30%, must go up to 60%. And we are very hopeful with the country's focus on green energy, with the focus on manufacturing of solar cells in India, with the focus on use of more and more mobile telephony, we will have more and more industrial consumption of silver. One good thing industrial consumption helps for companies like us, the transactions are always B2B. And it's much better to handle than to have the ups and downs of a B2C market, which the jeweler associations are best known for addressing. We are not so good at that. And we believe that in the current world, we will have more and more silver in the industrial section, simply because it is the best conductor. I don't know how many people know that all other conductors are assessed or measured in terms of silver only. If silver conductivity is 100, then copper is 97. So all other metals are ranked after silver, and that's how the conductivity works. We of course are proud to make India proud that an Indian company is now third largest silver producer, to some extent because of our increase in production. Also to a large extent, others have stopped producing as much silver as they used to produce earlier. Nevertheless, being on the third makes all of us proud, being an Indian company from India, and that to an integrated company that we mine. So when in the first survey, I think I was one of the few 9% who wrote we are a miner of silver, not a refiner of silver. We are proud of mining silver. And with Government of India's focus on critical minerals, I would like to see mines dedicated to silver being put on auction and more miners coming into this field. In a country where 7,000, 8,000 tons of silver is consumed, and last year I think around 12,000 tons, and then out of which hardly 10% is produced in India, there is a huge scope for all of us. If anybody gets a silver mine in India and puts up a refinery, the scope of business, the amount of wealth creation is huge. And I guess that is the only direction that all of us can move into. Get more and more mines, get more and more refineries in India, produce more and more. Of course, Indian weather is such that Indian population will never stop increasing. It will keep on increasing. And there is always a huge demand for individual consumption of gold, individual consumption of silver. At the same time, Indian growth story will demand more and more industrial consumption of silver. With that promise, with that note of hope, I guess in this conference, all of us will look to next month of $33, $34, going on to $50 by the year end. Wish you all the best. Have a good time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Arun Mishra, sir, for your words full of optimism. And very rightly said, sir, a lot of people miss the silver lining in the cloud, just waiting for the golden sun to appear. So let's not make that mistake. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite yet another rock star from the silver value chain ecosystem globally. Ladies and gentlemen, our very special chief guest of the day is the President and CEO of Hecla Mining, whose industry-leading growth will make it the US and Canada's largest silver producer. He has been the CEO of Hecla for the past 20 years and is also the chairman of the Silver Institute USA. Let's give a resounding applause to Mr. Phil Baker.
Well, this is a very, very interesting conference. I came to India to learn, and boy, am I learning a lot. First of all, I learned that I should be wearing a coat and a tie, but on the other hand, I had been to Goa before, and I realized how hot it was, so I said, no, I'm just going to come as I am. Really a pleasure to be here. I am the CEO of Hecla Mining Company. Hecla is a 133-year-old company. It is the oldest precious metals company in North America. We do produce half of all the silver that is mined in the US, and we produce, at this point, probably we're about 20% of the silver mined in Canada, and I expect by in the next 2 years to be about 40% of all the silver mined there. We are the, I think, roughly the 9th largest silver producer. We're trying to catch up to you, Oren, with as we grow, and you know, that's one of the things that I have learned is the operation that you have. I hope to have the opportunity to one day visit your operation there. It's quite impressive, and it is the 2nd largest producer of silver. I also am chair of the Silver Institute, and this is my 2nd term as chair of the Silver Institute, and I'm the first person in the history of the Institute to take it on twice. And I took it on this 2nd time for a number of reasons. The first is that I believe in the role that the Silver Institute has, and it's not a US role, it's a global role. And that role is to provide information on the silver market, to be the definitive source of information. And I think the Silver Institute has been doing that for almost 50 years, over 50 years now. And so that's the first thing. The second thing is that I recognize, as Oren said, that we're moving into a new world with the demand for silver, for electronics, and specifically photovoltaic cells. It's just remarkable the growth that we have seen. And it's exciting to see the interest and the growth that's coming to India in that sector. Thirdly, when I was the chair of the Silver Institute before, there was not really the investment interest in silver. If you look at what the demand was, it was actually an outflow. People were selling silver, they weren't buying. And we've seen that, today it's roughly 25% of the total demand, and it's continuing to grow, not just here in India, but around the world. And then, lastly, I became chair of the Silver Institute because, like Oren, I think the price of silver is going to go up dramatically. It's going to go up, this decade. And we're going to see higher highs, and we're going to see higher lows than we've seen before. I would not be surprised to see the lows be well above where they were in 2010, 2011, 2012. They're highs. And I think we'll certainly see above $50 silver. And I was struck, I said I came here and I'm learning. I was struck to find that silver is at its highest price in rupee terms in history. And just imagine what the price of silver will do here when the price in US dollars is $50, when it's almost double where it currently is. So I'm here to learn.
I really appreciate the opportunity to be here, and I really encourage you to please reach out to me. Please come talk to me about the silver market here in India. What we want to do as a Silver Institute is expand what we're doing here in India, and we can't do that without understanding and your support. So thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Phil Baker, and let me reassure you, sir, that while there are certain corporate norms for attire in India, you're perfectly dressed for Goa. So you did your homework right, sir. With this, ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude our inaugural addresses, it's time for me to invite Mr. Prithviraj Kothari ji to do the honor of presenting a memento to each one of our distinguished guests on the stage for their time with us, starting with Mr. Phil Baker. ज्यादातर जो लोग बिना कहे तालियां बजाते हैं वो इनिशिएटिव लेने वाले लोग होते हैं. A big thank you to Mr. Arun Mishra sir for gracing this evening here with us today. And of course a big thank you to Mr. Chirag Thakkar sir as always. I now request Mr. Srivatsava Ganpati sir to present a memento to Mr. Prithviraj Kothari sir for his support, his guidance, also his mentorship every time. Ladies and gentlemen, I would request all our esteemed guests to stay on the stage for a short while ahead. But right now, from the time that we started this inaugural, we have been talking about the spectacular growth of Hindustan Zinc Limited and how it has made India proud globally. This evening and this entire session would be incomplete without a formal celebration and acknowledgement of this landmark. Can we please have the cake on the stage? Congratulations to Hindustan Zinc on becoming the third largest silver producer in the world. Big congratulations going out to the entire team HZL for the spectacular growth. All right, everyone, congratulations. कोई मिस्टर मिश्रा का मुंह भी मीठा करा देगा तो अच्छा होगा. Thank you, Team FNB. We can